Over the past year, my YouTube feed has been flooded with vlogs titled something like my $350,000 Mykonos trip. Now, a lot of these videos are actually created by friends of mine, so no hate, they're extremely inspiring and fun to watch. But let's be real, they don't paint an accurate picture of what daily life actually looks like for 24-year-old millionaires. Our life looks like routine, repetition, and the boring stuff that actually got us here in the first place. This boring stuff compounds into results so big that some days we don't even know what to do with it, so we end up getting a bunch of our friends paying $35,000 each and doing a big trip with the private jets and villas. But that's not why I created this video. In this video, you're not gonna get any vacation, no rented cars, no spending money for content, just a regular ass weekday, a day in my life. A raw look at what the 99% of the life of a 24-year-old millionaire who's been building his businesses online for the past 7 years actually looks like. Let's get into it. Welcome to my life, guys. You wanna guess what time it is right now? It's actually 11:30 in the morning right now, and I'm just starting the day. My morning routine is about as bad as it gets. I'm building a couple of businesses that rely heavily on some team members that are awake when I'm sleeping. And so when I wake up in the morning, first thing that I do is I grab my phone, I'm laying in bed, and I'm messaging back my team members on Slack. I'm kind of handling the most urgent things and letting people know that I'm here, I'm steering the ship, and that's the first thing on my mind every single day in the morning. I'm up late nights communicating with team members, sometimes on meetings, and so that forces me, in order to get my full 7-8 hours of sleep, to kind of push my sleep schedule back right now. I mean, look, I sleep in, I stay up late, I get my shit done, so I don't really care. You also might be wondering, why the hell am I sitting in a cramped up, kind of messy room with the bed behind me? This is my office. Now, sure, could I have a fancy office? Absolutely. Do I want a fancy office? Absolutely not. I love to come here. Pretty much this is my setup. So I have my laptop, I have a monitor, I have this little Logitech keyboard and Logitech mouse combo, which works super well for me. I have this chair, which is like nothing special, it's just the fastest and easiest thing I could get my hands on and set up when I was sort of setting up this desk. As you can see, electrolytes first thing in the morning to stay hydrated. These are like the best headphones of all time. I've ran through like every pair of headphones, but these Sony ones are just the best. I do have a nice view of the city because I am 55 floors up, so it is somewhat inspiring to see that behind my monitor, but you know, it's a modest little office setup to say the least. And I didn't even want to sacrifice the guest bed behind me because if people are coming over, they want to stay at my place. I actually only have one other room that is the guest room, and so I wanted to ensure that we kept the bed in here for anybody that might need it. Yes, it's a little cramped. Do I care? Absolutely not. And that kind of brings me to my next point, because some of you guys might not know who I am. I want to introduce myself, and I know that you guys think that I kind of classify as a business guru. Anyone that creates some form of content online or even in person, I guess, teaching people how to do something would technically be considered a guru. So in this case, I do post a lot of informational videos on how to make money online, how to start side hustles, how to start drop shipping, what's the best business model, these kind of things. So I guess that makes me a pinnacle of an online money guru. And you probably won't find this information anywhere else, but I'm gonna explain why I think I became a guru and why, you know, there's a lot of other people in the space who are gurus and why a lot of people want to become gurus. And I'll explain if it's really worth it or if you should just do the thing instead of teaching the thing, if that makes sense. But first, I do have to jump on a brief meeting with one of my team members. So I'm gonna put the camera right here and I'll show you guys how I work. Yo, yo.
Yo, yo, what's good?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Doing well, bro. Oh, I see the DJI mic.
I'm filming a day in the life video today, so you're in the video. Let's get into it, bro. We got no time to waste here.
Yeah, let's jump into it, bro. I was thinking the whole day and I think I got it. So yeah.
All right. Sounds good, brother. We'll catch you later.
Peace out.
Peace. All right, so we just wrapped up the call. It's what time is it now? It's 1:30 now. So that call was a long one, but it's good. T's kind of like back-end COO/CMO in a new company that we're building, which is the new consulting company. And it's been a lot of fun. You know, we've been building this company over the past few months. We've worked with a lot of heavy hitters in the info and the agency spaces and people that want to gain clients organically. Obviously, that's been a success or a strong point of ours. We've made millions of dollars over the past few years without spending a lot of money on ads, and there are a lot of people who want to learn that. And so, yeah, we're spending a lot of time working with private clients right now, so entrepreneurs already making a significant amount of money, or burnt out freelancers, agency owners, business owners that are struggling with bringing in new clients. So if that sounds like you, if you are a part of that sort of higher level ICP, and you're not a complete beginner, we'll have links in pretty much every YouTube video. So yes, this is kind of a shameless CTA right now. If you are interested in potentially working with us, we are doing a lot of cool things on that front right now. But yeah, with that out of the way, I'm super hungry. Let's go and see what the chef has whipped up for lunch. So this is the guest room, heading out right now. And actually, I'll just give you a brief showing of the apartment. So we got two sort of bathrooms right here. This is the main room. This is where I walk in. There's like a little storage room there, closets. This is Chef Zhao.
Hey.
And what do we got on the menu today?
Today we did bolognese pasta, some salad, fresh salad, the Parmesan cheese, and the steaks and veg for you.
Awesome. I'm excited. Boom. Beautiful. This is Eden's meal. She's gonna come eat in a second. And this is my steak. So right now, trying to eat low carb, high protein diet and trying to shred down a little bit of body fat right now and reveal some of the muscle that I've done or that I've added to my frame from doing a bit of a bulk phase over the past few months. Got a really good trainer as well that actually lives in my building. And so we hit the gym downstairs quite frequently, but just want to show you guys the view as well. So in the main room, you can see, you know, pretty much the whole city from just looking out these windows. And then coming onto the balcony here, this is why I pay for as much money as I do to live in this place, because it's a little foggy right now, but as you can tell, we have a beautiful ocean view. You can see pretty much the entire city. And if we come around here, we can actually see like surrounding cities way in the distance as well, but it really gives a cool kind of like observatory type vibe. And I'm just really happy with living in this apartment right now, to be honest. You coming to eat?
Yes.
Okay, come. Where is it?
Hi vlog. Oh, I'm so ready for this.
So, obviously, this is my beautiful girlfriend, Eden. You probably already know her if you've been watching our Instagram reels, or she's been in a few other of my YouTube videos as well.
One of the good ones.
Yeah, we kind of have this joke, like whenever Eden gets in the camera, the videos just go viral. So hopefully this video will go viral too, since she's showing up. These Brazilian cheese sticks are so fire.
Fresh salad, and I'll give you a little ASMR.
All right, so to answer the question that I posed before, you know, is it actually worth making YouTube videos or starting a personal brand or becoming a guru instead of just doing the actual business activity itself?
Spoiler alert, he tells me every day to make YouTube videos.
Creating content is and being a guru is very much like it's a fantastic opportunity to build leverage, to make a lot of money, to provide a lot of impact, to change people's lives, and to do stuff that you love, but only if you love it, number one, and number two, only if it's the right timing for your current career stage. If you try to jump into something before you are ready and it's not the right career timing and the right stage for you of an opportunity to pursue, you will get wrecked. The best thing that you can do is start documenting your journey. In a couple of years, when you are actually qualified, when you have done the things that allow you to teach those things, then you will have a much greater audience base and a much better place to start, and actually you'll make money from becoming a guru. Now, that question reminded me, every Friday, I'm trying to stick to a thing where I'm posting a Q&A poll on my Instagram.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna throw one up now, and maybe we'll answer a few questions in the vlog as well. Okay, let's stop the vlog for a bit, finish this lunch up. All right, so we finished up lunch. I got a little bit of work done, and now I'm gonna be preparing to head off to the gym. But just before that, I have to answer a bunch of the questions that have came in on my story poll on Instagram. I'm not gonna bore you guys with answering them all in front of you on the vlog, but one of the questions that comes up extremely frequently is, what is the best business model to start right now for beginners? Obviously, that depends on how much money you have, how much experience you have, and where you currently are in your career stage. And also, what are your strengths? Like, what's your skill set? Whether it's dropshipping, whether it's selling digital products, whether it's becoming a creator, whether it's having a personal brand, whether it's content operating, whether it's clipping, whether it's a short form agency, whether it's a copywriting agency, literally everything works. It's just, what are you going to pursue for long enough to get to the point where you are earning substantial income from that skill or from that business model? Chances are you're someone who wants to drive a nice car, who wants to live in a nice place, who wants the status, who wants the recognition. So in order for these things, you're probably gonna need to be in a vehicle that is scalable. So you're gonna need something that you can automate, you can build systems, you can leverage AI with, you can have team members that work for you so that every single day you're making hundreds or if not even $1,000 plus a day without having to constantly sit there and pull your hair out. When I'm looking at what is the best business model to get into today, I'm actually wondering what AI won't replace or won't be changed. A lot of these business models are still the same ones that you've seen over the past few years. Agencies, possibly SaaS, dropshipping, digital products, coaching and consulting, mentorships, masterminds, communities. All of these great online businesses that have made me millions of dollars and many other people are still working very well to this day, and in fact are working even better with AI. And with everybody else looking the other way, it's our chance to build one of these, I say digital boring businesses now because everyone's thinking about all this flashy new AI stuff, but in reality there's nothing boring about building a business that can scale to multiple 6 figures or even 7 figures a month in profit. And these are the type of business models that I'm laying out to you here, and these are the type of business models that I go over on my YouTube channel. I got to prepare a drink because girlfriend's texting me and we're gonna have to run off to the gym pretty soon. We'll take you with us for that as well. Now, to show you kind of my daily supplement stack, it's a little bit crazy, I know. This is what I'm usually taking after my first meal in the day, which is typically lunch or breakfast. So we've got this Alpha Jack from ATP Labs. Okay, so this is kind of like a testosterone support. We have magnesium, although I take this at night, so this is kind of part of my sleep stack. I do have Tonkat Ali, so this is kind of like a test booster. It's really good for muscle growth and recovery. These are my omega-3s. These are my everyday multivitamins, company called Bionic, where I upload my blood work and then it gives me a personalized formula based on my body, which is pretty cool. I take vitamin C caps, and then something super important that I never go a day without is my vitamin D K2. The reason for that is literally 90% of the population is deficient in vitamin D. And for those of us that have slightly darker skin, maybe we're mixed race or we're African American or we're Indian or something like that, we have more melanin in our skin, which basically means that the sun has a harder time penetrating through our skin and giving us the nutrients from the vitamin D that we actually need. And so maybe if you're super white, you might not be deficient, but for the majority of the population, we are probably deficient in vitamin D3. So that's a super essential part of my stack. And then the last part here is a little bit of creatine, 5 grams that I put a day in my workout drink. Again, I take electrolytes in the morning or after sauna, after recovery. Sometimes I'm taking BCAAs at the gym. And then glycine is part of my sleep stack as well with the magnesium. And then I take a little bit of collagen. So essentially my workout drink is creatine, collagen, and then if I need it, a little bit of pre-workout, which is basically like, this is BCAAs with like green tea. So a little bit of caffeine in there. All right, guys, we're back from the gym. Honestly, it was a rather short session. Just wasn't feeling all that motivated and all that energized to really go hard with it, to be honest. And, you know, I think this is an interesting time for me to talk about, you know, the fact that this motivation stuff is tough, man. I think people maybe see me from the outside and they see a guy that looks extremely focused and motivated and hungry and, you know, just working on his goals constantly. But the truth is, and I'm glad I get to make, you know, raw videos like this, I'm just like everybody else, man. And I really, I do suffer with getting myself to take action even on a day-to-day basis, right? I believe as humans, like when our needs are met to an extent, we are all just like fundamentally comfortable. And once we are in a very comfortable position, it can be tough for us to get going. And that level is different for everybody, right? So for me, when my back was against the wall and I could barely afford like a nice meal in front of me for dinner, when I was like 18, 19, it was like I was working balls to the wall like 16 hours a day to like get enough money to be able to do that. And then over time, I did find that as I became more and more comfortable financially, I had naturally less and less motivation in order to do the things that I need to do every single day. The only way to reach your goals is to do the hard shit even when you don't feel like doing the hard shit. That's when everything changes. And so, as I just said, like I was struggling with my last couple sets in the gym. I did not want to be there, but I showed up and I got the work done regardless. And these are the days that matter the most. The days when I don't feel like filming, the days when I don't feel like going to the gym, when I just do it and I reject perfectionism. Because once I start, then typically the motivation follows. And even if it doesn't follow, so what? I'm proud of myself for showing up and doing the hard shit when I didn't feel like it. I've got a little bit more work to grind out today. It's a Friday, so this evening, I think my girlfriend and I are gonna go play tennis with a couple of our friends, which I'll try to bring you guys along to, which will be fun. But yeah, guys, before we get to that, I gotta crank out this work. You know, another thing that I do wanna talk to you guys about is how I shut down $2 to $3 million a year in profit business, even though I could have just hired a CEO. So you've heard a lot about, you know, me providing value and a little bit about my story before, but I really wanna break into like what I'm currently doing right now, why I'm making these decisions, and what's next for me in my career. We'll get onto that real soon. All right, work completed. Where are we heading?
To play pickleball. I forgot the name. It took me
Are you any good at pickleball?
Why don't you answer that?
I guess we'll have to find out then. Back in the good old Lamborghini.
You just look mean.
By the way, I know you guys obviously see me driving a Lamborghini, but I kind of want to like get this point across that you shouldn't be flexing and buying unnecessary shit when you're young. You know, when I bought this car, I would have been perfectly happy buying a G-Wagon or buying a Audi RSQ8 or even a Range Rover, which are all significantly cheaper than this car, especially here in Canada, right? But why I went for like pretty much the top of the top SUV that I could get my hands on is because that price discrepancy was like, I don't know, 150K or whatever. And I figured that I would make more than that by having this car, by the perception of me having this car, by the people seeing it, because I have a big personal brand and I post it a lot and I get a lot of likes and a lot of views, and it just contributes to the growth of my career from that respect, right? Particularly in Miami, but there are a lot of people just buying cars constantly, cycling them out, flexing to their audience in order to sell more stuff. And if that's you and that's your brand and that's something you're really passionate about, by all means, go for it. But I think a lot of people are getting confused and they're thinking that, one, these people are making a lot more money and have a lot more money than they actually have because they're obviously leasing these vehicles and they're doing so for content purposes and they're writing them off and they're renting and they're switching vehicles all the time and selling their old ones. So they're not really losing much money doing this. They're just hyping up their audience and making more money doing it. But if you don't have a big personal brand already and it's not a part of your brand, I genuinely don't think it's a smart idea for you to spend excessive money on dumb shit that you don't really need. Obviously, there's a fine line to draw because at a certain point, you want to enjoy your money, you want to enjoy your wealth. But I think if you're young and you're comfortable, there's no need to go for excessively loud and flexy stuff that just costs significantly more than something that you'll be perfectly happy with. And this doesn't just apply to cars, it applies to houses, it applies to day-to-day items, it applies to your clothing. It's generally a good idea to live below your means and to put your money back into places that are gonna work for you, especially when you are young, because that is gonna compound significantly. So what I'm saying here is when you're online, when you're viewing people, don't get caught up in that trap, and know how to spot the difference between somebody who's buying something who can genuinely afford it, or somebody who is buying it and using it for clout and using it in order to sell you on some bullshit that you maybe don't need. All right, so we out here with the boy Seba.
Yo, yo.
And we're just playing a couple rounds of tennis here. Check the sunset. Our girls are over playing pickleball. We'll probably join up with them in a few minutes, but yeah, let's get to it. All right, so it's pretty late now, guys. I actually just finished up getting a haircut done right in this chair right here. My barber came through to the crib. How we looking? We looking fresh? Yeah, I totally forgot to film the haircut, so I'm sorry about that. And now we have food, one of my favorite food, ramen, actually on the way to the crib right now. So Ed and I are super excited to have that for dinner and then head off to bed. But we've been doing this new thing at night where we take a little bit of time out of our day to be extremely appreciative and to have a lot of gratitude for the present moment and how we are currently living our lives. Because I am living the day-to-day life of exactly what I used to pray and what I used to dream and manifest so hard for so many years. And the problem with that is that in order for me to achieve this life and to be living the life that I am today, I had to become the person who was worthy of living that life before I actually became that person. And so because I became so used to living in that mindset, I'm always living in the future. Even now, I'm always thinking about what's next. Where's my next, future home or future base, or where's my next trip, or when's my next car coming in, or whatever it may be, and or when's that next business gonna be built, or when's the next award gonna be on the wall. And I'm constantly living in the future version of myself that isn't there yet. And although that's great and it keeps pushing me and driving me to achieve so much, the dark side of that is that I never really get to appreciate all that I already have became. And so now, literally every night, we'll come out here because it's been nice and warm in Vancouver all summer, and we'll just view from the 55th floor the entire city. The two of us will just sit right here, and we'll just look out and view the city. Most of the time we try to catch the sunset, but if not, we just sit out here at night, and we really get to reflect on just how far we've actually came. And I think that for me, finding peace in the present moment and appreciating everything that I've already became and already achieved has been such a struggle for me over the past few years. My one regret over the past 7 years is not taking in every single moment for what it's worth and not appreciating and being truly grateful for all that's happening in my life. And so now it's a really, really important thing for me to do is end the night with a little bit of gratitude. But with that being said, I'm also extremely grateful for you guys tuning into my video, for supporting me on this channel for so long. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I'm gonna head out now so I can enjoy the rest of my night. But it's been real. I tried to give you the most honest, realistic day in my life possible. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me for the ride. Let me know down in the comments if you appreciate this kind of style of video or what you want to see from me next. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll see you soon. Peace.